76ers with some changes. Embiid, he's checked in for Reed. Harris comes in for Payne. And Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Gill. Now, here's Maxey. He's coming off a 22-point game against Cleveland.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
Thybulle can't get it to go. And Clark has got the ball here for the New York Knicks. 17-point lead, their biggest.
That's just a lucky play. Keep giving him that shot. Bad things will happen.
Outside, Simmons. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
And you see how comfortable Simmons is. I mean, he has the size and touch to be effective down there.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Pass to Holmes. Quickly, guarded by Harris. He gets that one.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
The 76ers trail by 17. Passes it to Embiid. That one good for 2. Embiid's got his first 2 points of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Jennings is checked in. And then for New York, there it comes in for Clark. And Jay subbed in for Thomas. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Jazz was terrific. He had 35 points, and his percentage was impressive, making a number of his free throws and field goal attempts. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
I think he will, because he takes being a leader seriously, and it shows in how he approaches things at both ends of the floor.
Here's Harris. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Holmes. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball, and Griffin slams it in.
It puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Drops in the breakaway layup. Griffin's got 23.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Jennings and a missed layup. New York leading by 21. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Maxey. The Knicks shooting their second and third free throws tonight. First one falls for. And the 76ers making a change here. Payne's checked in. Griffin hits them both. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. There's Jennings with the 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots.
Oh, nice. Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Here's Payne. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the pass to Embiid. Shoots over Toppin. And nothing is falling for him right now. And so it's the New York Knicks holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has... And with with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Harris and Embiid together in the middle. Then there's Matisse Thybulle. Then there's Maxey. And it's Jennings in at the 2 guard. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this here at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that, more than anything, allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. That wouldn't. I would probably dislike that and let it be known more citrusly.
Oh, the power on that prudent!
Wow. And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skill to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Jennings can't get it to go.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
I like to see the ball moving in transition like that. I mean, when teammates out in front, get them to rock.
And the 76ers call time here.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Some bad shot selection as well as some bad luck. I mean, that's not going to help you score points.
Some changes here for the 76ers. Reedy's checked in for Embiid. Simmons comes in for Harris. And it's Gill in for Matisse Thybulle. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
His shooting has been a bright spot for them. Otherwise, they struggle as a whole.
The 76ers shooting their third free throw shot of the game. Free throw good. Maxey. Here's Conley. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Down low. And Griffin slams it in.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. Pass to Reed. Now, here's Maxey. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
He's been terrific from the field so far this half. I mean, driving his percentage through the roof.
Pass to Holmes. Some nice passing by New York here. And then Griffin with the dunk.
He always wants to give him some numbers, and tonight he's giving them plenty.
Here's Maxey. 11 points in the game. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Here's Simmons. A shot, no good. Good D by Bell.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 4-7 to get things started here in the second half. Passes it to Reed. Over Conley. Reed misses.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
Griffin goes in, and then Griffin with the dunk.
I love the awareness. Conley is adept at reading the defense and realizing when his guys are uncovered.
The pass to Gill. Here's Reed. Now, here's Maxey. Over by Conley. And the rejection by Holmes. Griffin against Simmons. And Griffin scores. The assist by Conley. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Maxey passes to Simmons. Makes it off the glass. Simmons got 6.
Great to see Simmons knock it down from there. I mean, his jump shot must keep improving.
It's Bell on the wing, guarded by Simmons. Bell dishes to Griffin. Oh!
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. For Philadelphia, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Simmons, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here. Substitute. Jeffrey. Here's Harris, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against New York.
Oh, man, and defenders have to be more cautious when guarding Harris. He is constantly looking to draw contact on his shots.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
New York leading by 19 points. On the court for the Knicks. Griffin attacking, and then Griffin with the dunk.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
And Simmons kicks to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Here's Harris. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Harris has got 7 now in this quarter. Guarded by Simmons. Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Big night for him. Most points in the game, and they just cannot figure out a way to stop him.
We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Now Simmons to the left wing. Here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. They double-team Griffin. Pass to Sampson.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. And here is Simmons. Pass to Payne. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
Can't let Embiid get comfortable inside. When he's this close, he's adept at burning the defense.
Here's Sampson. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Knicks lead by 21.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up. He's getting hotter the deeper we get into this game. I mean, he didn't give him much of anything in the first half.
Toppin passes to Griffin. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the 76ers. Thibault kicks to Simmons. Here's Embiid. That one is good again. He sits right from the floor with the basket.
And he's an elite scorer with impressive repertoire. Embiid is outstanding at knowing when to exert his will on offense.
Here's Harris, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. On the 76ers with some changes. Jennings is checked in, and Maxey subbed in for Ben Simmons. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile 1 block.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
Back to Embiid. Pass to Maxey. Just 2 to shoot. The 76ers again can't hit it. Right side, Griffin. Floats one up. Jennings with the rebound. The 76ers trail by 17.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for New York.
The block can really turn things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And for the year now, they'll have 52 wins under their belt.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jay.
Oh, man, anticipation, instincts, energy, all his tools were on display tonight as he lit the place up.
Dane looking around. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Nance. Trey Lyles checked in for Tobias Harris. .58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Payne's shot is good.
Great work right there on the inbounds play. Getting the bucket before the D has time to react.
Hey, right here.
Here's Barrett. That shot, no good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. And it's Payne in the corner. To the paint, Lyles. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it. That's a shame.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
Clark, he's checked in for Barrett. Now the Knicks with it. The lead is 15. And that one misses. And he sinks the second.
Go get him.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Payne. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Griffin. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And the first one drops. Griffin hits them both. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Owens, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
Man, I ain't been the same since. Gotta love him while you here, that's just my 2 cents. No intense, don't care. Count cash, stacking paper, I'm just playing defense. Get out the way. Yeah, I'm getting rich, counting up with my clip. I used to couldn't. Always been never been a little jit. Always had a fly fit, always had a little grit. Young ain't had to throw my guard up. They was trying to plot on me, but they gotta think smarter. Clown on me, so I ball like Coach Carter. And they told me go up.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Seasons?
Yeah, so Seasons is going to be, we've had it in the past with my team. And
the goal that Eric Benish wanted this year was to really extend the seasons across the entire game. So I'll speak to gameplay because that's my area. What we're doing with seasons is we're going to try and release content throughout the entire year.
Nothing like it, folks. The All-Star festivities in the air. Kevin Harlan here with partners Clark Kello and Greg Anthony. It's time for the dunk contest. The NBA's most amazing athletes and slam dunk artists are about to put on a show you'll always remember.
Well, get ready to be entertained, everybody, because that's what this event is all about.
And you're right about that, because the dunk contest never dull. Every year it seems like we see something we haven't seen before.
And you'll look to grab the crowd's attention, Clark, right away.
Yeah, first up, we want to let them know, hey, I'm in the building. I'm going to show you something that you're going to have a tough time duplicating.
And you know what? You can also affect the other participants, because if you come out and make such a statement, it may change the strategy that they're going to implement here in the early rounds.
Second up, looking to make some noise with his first dunk of the night.
Check this out. Check this out.
Oh, that was sweet.
That was real nice. Threw it out in front of him, and went reverse on him. Nice finesse right there. Yeah, the power. We like a little bit of the power I like to see in that. It was still a heck of a move, but I would like to see a little more force on it.
It was so clean. It was so
clean. But I need clean and power.
Now our third contestant looking to move into first. It's called the rear view mirror dunk.
I like
looking
that.
over his shoulder.
Yeah, I like that.
And so here's Jay, fourth on the list. Let's see what he can do. All right, Clark.
Here we go.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Got a close race here, and we're back where we started. Let's see what he's got the second time around.
Chases it and then takes it in one hand up and under the rim. Beautifully done.
Now that's a good one.
That was sweet.
That is a horse that we can ride
all day long.
I agree. Okay, he was second up. Now his second dunk of the night. Where did you get that?
You go through the legs or around the basket.
Through the legs?
Yeah, it was through the legs. Spinning away.
Yeah, through the legs and over your shoulder. To grandmother's house we come.
Yeah.
The third dunker in the lineup. He's lining up for dunk number 2.
about jumping over his buddy.
That was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful. And so here's Jamie. I think Clark, he's really thinking about showing something special here.
Yeah, I think he needs to, Kevin, after that first dunk, which was rather pedestrian. He needs something to... Fell short. This came up.
Stanley's got it. Well, he's the leader here as they get.
And now he's getting ready to launch. And
I'm anxious to see what he comes up with.
yeah, it's all one hand. It's the one hand windmill. And the left hand. I see a little bit of action right there. And he's a right-handed guy, I think. He went left hand with him.
Oh, that's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, that's real sweet. That's real sweet.
Second contestant with his final dunk. And we get another now. Oh, that was nice too.
Yeah. Oh, he spun though. He had a little half 360 in it. But it goes around the leg. And
he's second to last, trying to keep that pressure. So here is Jamie. Last up, final dunk of the night. And now, time to reveal this year's dunk contest champion.
And the dunk contest is always special, but this year was even crazier than we're used to.
Yeah, and there really was a little something extra in the air this year, Clark. These players were in rare form.
And tonight certainly did not disappoint. From the excitement to the energy and, of course, to the jaw-dropping dunks. Now, for Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here on 2K Sports.
Man, I ain't been the same since. Got a bum while you here, that's just my 2 cents. No intentions, no cap, no cap. Now I'm counting cash, stacking paper, I'm just playing defense. Get out the way. Yeah, I'm getting rich, counting up with my click. I used to couldn't.
Mike, I know that a lot of players love making the dominant archetypes of NBA 2K, and NBA 2K21, it seemed like it was the power forward. So, Mike, what do you think the dominant archetype will be for NBA 2K22?
That's a good question, because that's something that we're always trying to balance and tune, because we don't really want there to be one dominant archetype, right? So the power forward thing is fixed, and it's much more spread out in terms of the back.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hi, everyone. We welcome you to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
And you know what? This is probably, Kevin, my favorite date on the NBA calendar. I mean, with the amazing collection of players we have here tonight, this year promises to be an epic event.
Absolutely.
Guys, it always is. I mean, the privilege of playing in this game means so much to every one of these players. I mean, being on this huge stage brings out the best in the NBA's biggest superstars.
Now a look at the West All-Stars starting lineup. We've got Antetokounmpo. Jokic is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's Young, and it's Doncic in at the point.
And for me, this is always one of the best weeks of the year. So much fun for everyone involved. Fans, players, coaches. What a blast.
Yeah, the NBA knows how to throw a party in celebrating its game. There's no doubt about that. And All-Star Week is one great show after another.
And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand, the biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Durant kicks to Griffin. There's the pass to Randall. Back to Griffin. Here's Simpson, and a good offensive board. He gets the bucket.
They're doing a lot of spectating there on D. But hey, it's the All-Star game.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the West All-Stars. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Connects from three-point range.
Not much in the way of defense being played here early on.
Well, you know how it works. I mean, both teams will be conserving their energy at the defensive end until later on. That's typically how this thing unfolds.
Now here's Durant. And Griffin slams it in.
That's one of the areas he's really improved. Durant's passing abilities have grown as his years in the league have grown.
Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Rick Carlisle.
Now he's spoken with the guys. Now he wants to make this a competitive game, one that features at least some execution and not just a bunch of lobs. Maybe some ball movement. He said, look, if we're going to be out here, if we're going to take this court, we might as well try to win this game. And that means playing the right way. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
Only one miss in the first 5 attempts. Clearly feeling it.
Antetokounmpo passes to Doncic. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Back to Doncic. Good, and the assist goes to Young.
In the first half of his season, boy, how special has it been? He has been on a rampage.
Yeah, and he's got tremendous talent, and when he's fully healthy and engaged, I mean, he's really impossible to stop. That's what we've been seeing this year from him.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
New players in now for the East.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the East All-Stars. They trail by 1. Ball against Lillard. Here's Vucevic. Sabonis with the block.
Outstanding defensive instincts by Sabonis. Really good timing when to rise up to reject shots.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here is Harden. The dish to Ingram. 107 left in the first quarter. The shot from the low post is good. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
First free throw is good.
And quite simply,
Beal is an all-NBA player in our league, a multi-dimensional guard who does many things well, especially scoring the ball.
So he gets them both.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
And Lillard kicks to Ingram. To get it to Adebayo and does. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
With strong athleticism, Adebayo can finish just about any lob with his large catch radius.
Sabonis finds Mitchell.
Seeing that finish.
Yep, a throwdown appropriate for the occasion. That's how to get these fans revved up and excited.
Now here's Ingram. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Ingram's got 5.
And when Ingram is left alone from deep, his eyes just light up. His shooting is just out of sight.
Mitchell looking it over Harden. It's all in by the East All-Star.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
That is not a simple finish by any means. Adebayo had to keep his focus, makes the deep think twice about getting physical with him.
The East All-Stars shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Adebayo, no good on that one. A good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. East All-Stars lead by 2. We've got more in store for you right after this. Welcome back for the second quarter of the main event of All-Star Weekend.
And you can see these players now starting to get into a rhythm. Should see a lot better flow to the game here in the second quarter.
That's usually the case. I mean, it takes some time to gel with your teammates at the All-Star game.
John Morant, he's out there with Harden. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's 8. And it's Adebayo in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars.
A little light on the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight. And that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Doncic is checked in. Free throw good. Adebayo.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
And stolen by Ayton. And it's Morant. That time on the assist from Harden.
Not a lot in the way of defense here tonight, but you know, that's about the norm.
Yep, this game is always going to be about offense, about entertaining these fans as much as possible.
Now here's Beal. 9 points in the game so far. Mitchell against Harden. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jackson. And Adebayo sends it. And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. A big group substitution here for the East. Sanson's checked in. Julius Randle comes in for Bam Adebayo. KD's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And Jay's subbed in for James Harden. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Jokic has checked in for Weissman. Joel Embiid comes in for Jaren Jackson. Giannis, he's checked in for Beal. And Trae Young subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. Now here's Morant. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
Morant against Doncic. Good work there as it goes.
And this game literally has been wide open as it gets.
Yeah, both teams completely neglecting their defensive duties.
And the basket is good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now, here is Young. And Crippen sends it back. Quarter 2, and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And it's good for 2.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now here's Embiid. Randle with some nice D.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're going to start stretching this lead out a little bit.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the West All-Stars. 9-point game. Rebound by the East All-Stars. Sanson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Morant with it. He's picked up by Doncic. And now, here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break.
What a special player Antetokounmpo is, sharing the sugar there. The vision he showed, nice job finding the open man.
Now here's Morant. Oh, what a play! Woo!
Are we seeing some high-flying efforts tonight or what?
Are we ever? I mean, they're doing some major damage to those rims.
Here's Giannis. Pass to Doncic. From deep. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists now in this one. KD looking around. No good on that one. Now the West All-Stars the other way. Here's Giannis. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out.
You know, we always get some great dunks in this game, and I think we can add that to the list.
Check out the reaction. Listen to that. I mean, that slam was a raise the roof.
They get it again. Simpson. And that one is hammered home.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Chase the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Young against Griffin. Doncic outside. With some arc. It's not going to go for him. Randle with some nice D.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Now, here is Young. Lets it fly from 18. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
You can't afford to lose sight of Jokic, not even for a second. This guy's always a threat to hurt you on the offensive boards.
And so it's the... One half remaining in the NBA All-Star game. Good to have you along on 2K Sports.
And that first half was terrific. I'll bet anything, though, the second has even more in store for us.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's going to be a spectacular final 2 quarters.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the West All-Stars, they've got Trae Young, Antetokounmpo out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Doncic, and it's Jokic in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Doncic. He's got 8. Passes it to Jokic. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Here's Embiid. And it's the East with the rebound. Simpson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. It's thrown by Antetokounmpo. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
Well, you know, it's clear that Doncic is very self-confident, knows he has what it takes to knock these shots down.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
And he just goes from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And the West All-Stars have possession. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end. Antetokounmpo passes to Jokic. Sampson pulls it in.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Here's Young. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end. Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Okay, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
So both teams making some changes here. The All-Stars have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Find the lane. Find the lane. Good shot.
That one drops. He ties it up.
You know, what you really like about Antetokounmpo is he wants to keep getting better. I'd say he's accomplished that and then some.
Pass to Sampson. He kicks to Griffin. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's going to be on Trae Young.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
East All-Stars have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them. From deep three-point range, off on that one. We'll return shortly. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there for him.
Well, we're back on a night that's always a highlight of any NBA season. We're live from the All-Star game.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star game, is there?
We've got Randall, Jay out there with Steph Curry, and it's Durant, and it's Sampson in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. The pass to Embiid. To the inside, deflects the pass. Durant with the steal. And here we go with Curry running it up the court. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the East All-Stars.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Now, here is Young. basket counts.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an all-star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star week.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that one.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And so here are the West All-Stars. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end, a three-pointer is right on target.
And all of a sudden, that three puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
You bet he has. I mean, working overtime. Triples been his bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
And although he's smaller, Young willing to battle inside, it shows you he can score through contact. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Here's Young. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end. The shot from 20 feet away. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Par for the course for Luka Doncic. Just one of those games where he's got it on cruise control.
Durant kicks to Griffin. Dishes it to Randall. Back to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, the pick working to full effect before the stop.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
And the West All-Stars have possession. After the basket by the East All-Stars on the other end.
This is why people are just so high on Young, because he comes through with big shots in the game.
Now here's Randall. Outside curve. Here's Durant. And it's in after a nice pass off the right side. Durant's got his first basket of the night.
No stage too big for KD. You need a basket? He's your man.
Young from outside. Good for basket number 6 for him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped. Arm when it counts. Randall has that flex DNA.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the West All-Stars. Trailing by 4. And the layup is good. Young's got 14 points now in the second half.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Mitchell is checked in for the West. .110 left in the fourth quarter. And Griffin slams it in.
Tank Curry is so impressive. His peripheral vision is what makes him unique, in addition to his ball handling skill. He does a nice job setting up his teammates and knows how to get them the ball when they're open.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're down by 4. 1:04 left in the game. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Jay.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Here's Young. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was one, too. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Sampson, the pass to Griffin. Yes!
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their forward.
It just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. We've got to have better shot selection.
There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Outside Durant, takes the three. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And it's a 7-point East All-Star lead.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial. And the attitude of Antetokounmpo, really impressive. Really what you want to see in your team's best player. He's a guy that doesn't back down when the game gets tight and things are on the line.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 6. 23 seconds left in the fourth. And here's Young from the arc. He doesn't hit that one. Nice D from Griffin. And now we've got the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was a priority.
Went on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And I wonder if Curry ever thought that so many young players out there would be following his lead. He's absolutely changed.
So the East All-Stars win it.
And guys, while the result and the bragging rights go to the East, this was truly a night that belonged to the fans. I mean, it was another great showcase of the world-class talent across the NBA.
It seems to get better and better every year, doesn't it, Greg? Huh? So fun to watch. It was certainly a fun evening. We thank all of you for joining us and watching with us. For Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll see you again next time.
So one thing that I think might actually be interesting is we might have a lot of smaller players this year. If you are, 6 foot or under, you get a massive speed boost. You have access to higher ball handling ratings as well as like 3-point ratings. So a lot of people might gravitate toward that direction this year. Having said that, in our online test here internally, we've got a guy who plays as like a 7-foot center every single time, and he is so dominant in our games. So, I think it's a good mix because I think you're going to have people who want to be kind of that in the middle road, small forward.
Coming to you live on this Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and D.A.
Well, Kevin.
Special talent indeed. David, thank you. And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. We've got Devin Booker. Washington out there with DeAndre Ayton. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Payne in at the small forward. And for New York, Toppin is out there with Holmes. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Jay. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Here's Booker. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Great positioning on the putback.
Well, if Ayton continues to play with that kind of effort, possession by possession, he's a real tough cover.
Here's Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Booker outside. And just over a minute play here in the start of the game. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And Griffin slams it in.
And he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure power.
We could feel that one all the way over here. Walker the pass to Ayton. Lets it go. And Griffin sends it back. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Ayton finds Walker. No good on the three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Griffin passes to Toppin. Quickly defended by Booker. Now the pass to Barrett. Over Payne. Here's Holmes. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Payne. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Knicks leading by 6.
And in the NBA,
wow, hammering it in.
And this kind of balance is going to make a huge difference in R.J. Barrett's improvement in the league. When to score and when to be the assist maker.
Passes to Booker. To stop the run. And yes, it's good.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
well, whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
A platoon swap here for Phoenix. Here's Griffin. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Tucker. Suns keep it alive. And the basket by Olynyk.
Yeah, Olynyk on the inside, just staying active and hitting the glass hard.
Griffin inside. Guarded by Tucker. Second shot opportunity. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
It's Brown with the drive. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
76% at the strike for him thus far this season.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Griffin draws the double. To the middle. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And Walker's got the ball here for Phoenix. Down by 12. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Andre Ayton out there with P.J. Washington. Then there's Devin Booker. Then it's Payne. And it's Walker in at the point. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the 76ers was a revelation. He tallied 50 points. And it seemed like every shot he put up was going in. That's how dialed in he was. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Yeah, David, he was in attack mode all night long. G.A. really propelled them to that win.
When he's on, he is on. And there isn't all that much you can do to stop him.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
Payne gets a wide open look. A 3-pointer off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. Well-rounded effort, and they showed no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. The Suns keeping it alive. The new 14.
Does it feel good as a big man like Ayton to throw it down? You bet it does.
New York leading by 16. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Suns on defense, and then Griffin with the dunk. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the second quarter. Payne looking around. Booker up top. He picked up 33 points in their last one against the Clippers.
Well, what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style. Yeah, pretty safe to say that this is the kind of game that you just want to flush as soon as you get done with it.
The Knicks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. That free throw good from Griffin. Both teams deciding to change it up. And that's good as he hits both of the shots. 41 seconds left in the first half. Suns trail by 20. The drive by Booker. Dishes it to Olynyk. Griffin with the steal. Here's Barrett. Over Booker. And Barrett gets it to go. Barrett's got his second bucket tonight.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Griffin against Booker. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. So it's New York holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. There wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, if he take a low percentage shot, everything efficient.
We've got Jay. Barrett is out there with Toppin. And there's Rashawn Holmes. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. For Phoenix, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best, and I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind, Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the float.
And Griffin, here we go. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. The Knicks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. The first one falls. Griffin hits them both. And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Pass to Ayton. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Here's Washington. And the rejection by Holmes. Here's Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Now, Booker, he's got 5. There's the dish to Payne. Shoots. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more. Oh! Whoa, just climbing the ladder for that 360. Stupendous hop.
Yeah, Greg, he was sky high on that finish. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Smith checked in for 8. And it's Olynyk in for P.J. Washington. Booker against Griffin. And it's Smith that time on the assist by Booker. Smith's got 11.
Now, Booker is a special offensive player, can score, and starting to show his playmaking.
And basketball in the blood for Devin Booker. I mean, his father, Melvin, started at the University of Missouri and played pro ball. Started in high school. Devin trained with his father, trying to follow his path.
All night, they've asked him to shoulder the scoring load, and he has not disappointed.
Teardrop shot, and the layup is good. He's got 7.
Booker's such a good spot-up shooter, but when he gets on the move and he has that kind of deft touch, that's a pretty soft load.
And another story, Booker moving from Michigan to Mississippi to live with his father and develop his skills.
And 4:30 a.m. alarms to train on the beach before the summer sun, getting to practice 2 hours early and staying late. Booker, not a freak athlete, so he had to work harder and drill the fundamentals. You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got him right over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
and they're allowing too many points in the paint, coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it and make the adjustment.
So for the Suns, Wesley's checked in. Here's the Suns with the ball. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of catering. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. They've got P.J. Washington. He's out there with Ayton, and it's Tucker in at the point guard position. Here's Griffin. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The free throw drops for Griffin. Griffin hits them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Now Phoenix shooting 43% from the floor. And here's Tucker. Over Bell. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Washington. No good on that one. Good G by Bell.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Washington. And here is Wesley. Nance with some nice D. And so Griffin will bring it up for the New York Knicks. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in. No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
And Griffin slams it in.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
For Phoenix, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Tucker, over by Conley. Washington with it. Tucker finds 8. Clock at 4. Here's Wesley. No dice from the high post. New York's gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every.
Oh, yes, sir. At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
Inside, here's Washington. Ayton. It's good on the putback.
Sweet timing on that play as Ayton up there and ripping it down.
To the paint, here's Bell. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Here's Ayton. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a walking double-double. This guy has a huge physical advantage on the nights that he's playing other bigs, whether that's by his size or his ability to run the floor. And if he comes out with an aggressive mentality, he could really punish some teams throughout the course of a regular season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Chandler's checked in, and Thomas subbed in for Mike Conley. Here's Griffin, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And some think that Ayton has a chance to be in a class to some of the great big men we've seen, be it Ewing or Robinson, Hakeem. I mean, those are very lofty standards. Brent, how does he get there?
It's a great question. I think when you talk about it, Kevin, you got to look at the defensive end. And those names that you just mentioned on a nightly basis were a force behind anybody on the perimeter. When they came into that house, it was defended. If Ayton gets there, he's got a big opportunity.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game will push their win total now up to 53.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jay.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
And there's the pass to Thomas. That shot missing. Good D by Booker. For Phoenix, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Shots good by Dedmon.
Well, at this point, they're just trying to get back in sync. You want to play a good brand of basketball.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
That free throw good from Nance. Both free throws good from Nance. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Booker. Great D that time from Thomas. Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
Dedmon dishes to Ayton. A beautiful reverse layup.
The skills growing maybe right in front of our eyes here for DeAndre Ayton.
Here's Griffin. And the layup's good off the glass. Griffin's got 49 points in the game.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped, and they put them on the line.
And so Cook nails both of them. Nance finds Griffin. And good! He hits it again. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy. Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Olson, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
My granny, man, I ain't been the same since. That above him while you here, that's just my 2 cents. No intentions, no cap, no cap. Don't count cash, stacking paper, I'm just playing defense. Get out the way, the way. Yeah, I'm getting rich, counting up with my got a little grits. And young ain't had to throw my guard up. They was trying to plot on me, but they gotta think smarter. Crown on me, so I ball like Coach Carter. And they told me go hard.
Experience overall.
What are the gameplay differences between Gen 4 and Gen 5?
That's an interesting question because we wanted to do our best to try to keep parity between Gen 5 and Gen 4 as much as possible. So all the stuff that I mentioned before, like the dribble moves and combos, all that's going for both gens. But Gen 5 has some great features that are exclusive to that generation because all the stuff we did with foot planting, a lot of tech with movement, that's all going to be exclusive to Gen 5. And we also have some pretty interesting features which we're going to probably go into in a little bit later.
A breathtaking view of the New York City skyline is taken from the Empire State Building. We're coming to you live from Manhattan. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. Look at Cleveland's starting group. Williams is out there with Allen. Then it's Mannion. Then it's Okoro. And for New York, Barrett is out there with Bell. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Jay. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Emphasizing the importance of a deep bench. A few teams, Doris, across the league are riddled with injuries right now.
And this is where your front office has to find a way to be successful year after year. And players over the course of a season maybe won't play for 5, 6, 7, 8 games, and then an injury opens an opportunity, and you have to have a high level of professionalism at the end of the bench to endure these moments.
Griffin finds Barrett. Now, here is Bell. Griffin looking it over. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Pass to Mannion. Three-pointers off the mark. Right side, Griffin. Banked in off the glass. Griffin's got his second basket.
This is the court awareness that gives you great hope for R.J. Barrett. He's a scorer, but if he can complement that with passing, look out, folks.
Now here's Mannion. He's coming off a 22-point game against Brooklyn. Here's Okoro. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with a win.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
And so here's Cleveland. The Knicks making the shot. 6 to shoot. Left side, Williams. Bell with the block.
Well, you've got that length and athleticism. Put it to good use, Jordan Bell.
Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Excellent D there from Williams. Fires from deep. The offensive rebound. And the rejection by Holmes. And Griffin, here we go. Lays it up off the glass. Griffin's got 8.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Without question, Jay displaying his skills today.
Boy, he's been relentless, and to this point, they haven't had an answer for him on the inside. Let's see if they make some adjustments coming out of the timeout.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Garland, the pass to Beasley. Garland with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. They need this, and it's Allen slamming it down.
Well, just quick with the decision-making, smart pass by Darius Garland.
Sampson, the pass to Griffin. Wow, hammering it in!
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Here's Beasley. The Knicks making the shot. Allen dishes to Garland. Beasley outside. Just 5 on the clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
And Doris, Malik Beasley, no stranger to the entertainment business. His parents and his grandfather are all accomplished actors.
Yes, but his father also played basketball professionally. Malik with so much talent. Now he's looking for his role to grow, and he's got the kind of heart and toughness to go make it happen.
Here's Beasley after the made shot from Griffin. Beasley in the post, defended by Griffin. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, so often we're talking about Jared Allen's length, and he does it nicely on the offensive glass right there.
Toppin passes to Griffin, and he goes right over Miles Bridges and slams it down.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
To the middle, here's Griffin. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Griffin's got 16.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Beasley. And the pass to Garland. He got it up. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's New York holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We come back right after this. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, we've got Okoro. Williams is out there with Bridges. Then it's Mannion. Now, here is Bell. He's coming off a 10-point game against Phoenix. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Alder.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Suns was superb. He contributed 51 points, and there was no answer for him all game long. It looked like he got whatever shot he wanted out there. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Thanks for the report, D.A. Great, phenomenal effort by him in that last game.
He willed the team to victory through his talent and through that competitiveness.
Let's give credit to his teammates for continuing to find this guy. They knew he had the hot hand, and they were willing to ride it all night long.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
This is it to Okoro. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
I mean, maybe could have try for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Timeout called the Cavaliers. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
Now here's Mannion. He's got 6. Pass to Okoro. Shot clock at 5. On deep. Rebounded by Bell.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're
Oh, great dunk, freakish.
athletic freak.
Wow.
Something special happening on that one, guys.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Deciding to give this crowd, GA, a show.
The NBA, the best athletes in the world, and that is why it is a global game. That was beautiful.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's the Knicks. They lead by 14. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
Yeah, this guy plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
We've got Jay. Barrett is out there with Bell, and there's Rashawn Holmes. That's the 5 for New York right now. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently, how about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back to, how about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform that franchise's future. Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
And so here's Cleveland following the score by New York. Pass to Mannion. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he has groomed his stroke at the line this season and been able to maintain it with an average of 90%.
And so he makes both from the line.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Oh, Griffin in position, and Griffin slams it in.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Now here's Mannion. He's got 8. Here's Okoro. It's rebounded by Barrett.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down and try to get some easiness. Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes it back.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Well, he's off on that one. Good G by Bell. New York leading by 20. Down low. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Here's Mannion. The Knicks making the shot. The teardrop falls in. Mannion's got 4 this quarter.
Well, their first basket in 4 tries. Can that trigger a little bit of good shooting here? We'll find out.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. So for the Knicks, Toppin, he's checked in for Jordan. .105 left to play in the third. Allen finds Bridges. Garland the pass to Allen. It's tipped to the inside, and then Griffin with the dunk.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the table.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Oh, you love it. Fearless, aggressive leaving, no doubt whatsoever. There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
There at the pass to Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
29 seconds left in the third. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Beasley kicks to Allen. Nailed from three-point land. Allen's got 7.
Okay, Mr. Allen, I did not know the three-point shot was in your bag. Nicely done.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And here's Beasley. Fires the three. Off target. And so it's New York taking a 19-point lead into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, we've got Williams. He's out there with Allen. Bridges out there with Mannion. Makes good on the step-back jumper.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Now, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Here's Griffin, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Jared Allen.
That's the finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcomed with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. Terrific, terrific play.
3 terrific kids. You're right. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. That one's not going to go. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that. guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And the Cavaliers with possession here, following the score by New York. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Mannion buries the long-range jumper.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
New York leading by 22. Barrett dishes to Bell. To the middle. Here's Griffin. And he banks in the layup. Griffin's got 46 points.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way. Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
But they'll get another chance. Bell passes to Barrett. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Okoro, he's checked in for Mikal Bridges. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. Outside Williams. Down low. And Williams throws it down.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
And he gets the bucket.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
Now here's Mannion. Here's Okoro. Rebounded by Holmes. Right side, Griffin. Another one goes. Incredible.
My goodness. 50 for the 8.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Now here's Mannion. Defended by Griffin. Here's Okoro. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got his 4th rebound in this one. The pass to Bell. Back to Griffin. Connects again.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making the GA look all too easy right now. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Mannion. Misses off the right eye.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
And not only are they on their way to winning this game, this also gives them a win in the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball after the made shot from Griffin. Inside. And Mannion gets it to go.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Uncovered. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Boy, the bucket's been 5 feet wide for him. He's dropping everything in.
Griffin with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. It's tipped. It's stolen by Allen. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pull-up jumper. And again, it's Cleveland. And the Knicks with possession here. Here's Griffin. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. First one falls for. Both free throws good from Griffin. Here's Marion. Clark up top from downtown. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
My granny, man, I ain't been the same since. Gotta love him while you here, that's just my 2 cents. No intentions, don't care, don't care. Now I'm counting cash, taking paper, I'm just playing defense. Get out the way, Yeah, I'm getting rich, counting up with my clip. I used to couldn't. Always been a, never been a little jit. Always had a fly fit, always had a little grits. Young ain't had to throw my guard up. They were trying to plot on me, but they gotta think smarter. Clown on me, so I ball like Coach Carter. And they told me go harder. I wouldn't have it any other way. Down back on my tears dry, couldn't cry. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was on the corner broad day, but I had to make a play. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was by any means count green with the team. I wouldn't have it any other way. I was headed down the wrong path, but I'm glad I made it back. Never hitting that corner store. I was buying chips 4 for $4. Now we ain't gotta cop that 3 for 10. Got lost plenty, man. We used to talk about driving Benz. I remember what Kenny.
Can we get a mic check from you just to make sure the sound?
Okay, DJ, here we go.
Okay, DJ.